Okay, here we have a polynomial and we're going to be dividing it by a monomial. Now I want to remind you that whenever you add and subtract fractions, you're going to need a common denominator. So I'm going to rewrite this expression using the following notation. I'm going to get x to the fifth plus 4x to the fourth plus 5x to the third all over 8x. And because whenever you add or subtract fractions, you're going to need a common denominator, I can rewrite this into three different parts. So this is going to equal x to the fifth over 8x plus 4x to the fourth over 8x plus 5x to the third over 8x. Doing this is going to allow me to simplify each individual part a little bit further. So let's begin with the first fraction here, x to the fifth divided by 8x. Now notice that I have similar bases on numerator and denominator. So whenever you have same basis but different exponents, you can apply the quotient rule of exponents, meaning that I'm going to keep the same base and then I'm going to subtract the exponents. So I'm going to get x to the fifth minus 1 over 8. And then for the following fraction, keep in mind that here on the denominator we have x to the first power. And now to simplify this, I'm going to get 4 x to the fourth minus 1 all over 8. And I'm going to get 5 x to the third minus 1 over 8. Let's continue to simplify this. 5 minus 1, we're going to get x to the fourth over 8. And then we're going to add 4 x to the third over 8, since 4 minus 1 is 3. And then 3 minus 1 is 2, leaving me with a 5x squared over 8. And now that I've simplified the exponents, now I want to see if I can simplify the fractions or reduce them a little bit further. Now here I don't have a constant on the top, but on the second fraction, I have a 4, and then on the denominator I have an 8. Well, 4 over 8, I can reduce that as 1 over 2. So here I'm going to have x to the third over 2. And I'm not going to specify the 1, since 1 times x to the third is going to give me back x to the third. Now moving on to the third fraction, 5 divided by 8. Well, 5 and 8 do not have any common factors, so this is going to stay as 5x squared over 8. And similarly, for the first fraction, there's nothing to reduce or simplify, so that's going to stay as x to the fourth over 8. And that would be my result.